Welcome back to another video. Today I'm discussing anime of the season, Kaiju number 8, season 2, where it picks up for where we previously left off in season 1, following the story of Kafka, now with his consequences of using his Kaiju powers in front of company number 3. Yes, I'm going to call them companies. They are actually something for it, but I just like to refer to them as companies because there's different districts and stuff like that. Of course, this follows Kafka Hibino and Reino Ichikawa. Mostly Kafka, mostly we're focused on him, his consequences, and how can he move forward now with his new captain, again, Narumi, against the fight against Kaiju. Of course, this kind of builds the conflict of Kaiju number 9 and heading towards to the 3rd season, where it do seem like Kaiju number 8 is going to be such a short anime just because the pacing seems really fast. Just like how Black Clover pacing was fast enough to really catch up with the manga, that now when it comes back, fortunately when it comes back and it keeps the same pacing, Black Clover will be over in no time. They have enough manga material to cover for I think maybe 6 months, but come on. But Kaiju number 8, of course, is heading towards that war arc, final war arc that every anime has, especially every shonen has. Of course, this follows, of course, you meet the Kaiju number 10, as he reveals that Kaiju number 9 is the creator of many strong Kaijus, may have been the creator of Kaiju number 8, of course, where he, of course, inflicts conflict. He's puts different Kaiju in different places. He makes them, summons them, whatever, underground, in his lab. We still don't know any of that, but he still puts them in different places. Now, who made Kaiju number 9? I don't know. I don't read the manga, so if someone made Kaiju number 9, please don't spoil that, especially in the comments. But of course, we are introduced to Narumi again, who of course is the second strongest in the Kaiju fighting against organization. The strongest, of course, that we see is Isao Shinomiya, the father of Kikuro Shinomiya, where he of course is able to fight Kaiju number 9 much head on, and maybe in his prime would have been able to take Kaiju number 9 in any of his strength, because of course in the story, as it was pointed out, if he were to put on his gloves one more time, he would surely die from all the stress. So many, or at least I think, in his prime, where he was able to fully extend or fully exhaust the full power of the gloves, where of course wouldn't kill him, he may have been in Kaiju number 9, where Kaiju number 9 was specifically targeting him to take back his Kaiju's power. Of course, consuming Isao, Kikuro's father, granted him much access and much knowledge to the Kaiju, to the organization, and now they have to train or focus on the new recruits in many areas. We don't really get to see much of the other people from the company. We get to a little cameo for Mina for when they have a meeting with all the captains, and when she has to of course take down a large Kaiju in the area in Tokyo, but mostly it's mostly focused on Narumi and his strength and what he now has to live up to with Isao, if I'm saying his name correctly, gone, or Kikuro's father gone. Of course, this we gives more in context with Kaiju number 9, but the reason it has lived up to most anime, well, it's surpassed many, it's the best anime of the season, because the animation was on point. Character development story still has much to be desired. I don't think we've gotten to like the meat and bones of Kaiju number 8 for them to really expand or really explain much of the story and how everything comes together. I think still this is an action-packed season. Not enough talking. We got a flashback, of course, with Iharu Furuhashi, one of the others from company number 3. So there's, we got flashbacks here or there from Reno, from Kakuzu, and his consequence of overusing Kaiju number 8's powers, where he could fully turn into a Kaiju. But we still haven't gotten to the meat and bones of what Kaiju number 8 is supposed to is being, or the explanation of Kaiju. But the animation, the fights have been fire, and comparatively to different anime of this season, it's beating them just because this was a weak this was a weak season of anime. The only other competition for this anime was Gachi. I know it's Gachi Takua. I'm just calling it Gachi because I can't really pronounce the full name. And that will last until the winter season. But even then, that's more action packed, much more dialogue, and right now Gachi is going into the meat and bones and explanations for more everything in the second half. So I'll see how that happens. But for right now, they didn't live up to Kaiju with their fight scenes, their story. There a little backstory here or there for some minor characters. Especially now we get to see a little character development from Kikoru, who is one of the three main characters. I think it's Kafka, Reno, and Mina. Not Mina. Kikoru, of course. So, that's kind of it. We also got to see a lot of old dudes fight as well. And we also got to see power of Kaiju number 10, as well as the user of Kaiju number 10. His name is drawing a blank right now. I did have it written down, but that name got deleted. So we also got to see a little black explanation from Kaiju number 10 and a little bit of his fight within the whole final couple of episodes. Of course, when we launch back into season 3, the conflict is still going to go on, and we'll see how that expands in the much later seasons. Anyway, that's kind of it. Shout out to Kaiju number 8. Can't wait for season 3 if the anime is finished. But it was the anime of the season. But subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.